gonna go ahead and massage our head and brush our hair here as well with you. We have our Avida scalp brush, so we'll go ahead and massage our scalp. On the hair textures that you see out there, many are not the textures that people have. So even if you see a curl or a wave, they have lasers that's following your hair to do one, to change the texture, looking of your hair, or make it, fly, or always looking. So you could have been all your life thinking you had curly hair, and you may not, because they maintain that. They have, international staff maintaining that on you. And they steal enough money and have enough money from taxes and all of that they are able to afford that. To afford having on each person, with some people having more on them than others, staff to do different things. So there are people that are specialized in their staff on just on hair. Different, even on the hair, it's different. So there are people that come and just do the thing on you for it to be wavy or curly or burned or damaged or cut. They cut, like you see the hairs here, because they cut it with laser. So there are different specialties in there that are experts in their hate on humans. Same thing even on the color of the skin. You could think that you are a darker skin, or and you are not. You're just lasered all the time. Wherever sun, they have lasers that are that can be hitting you all the time, so you look darker than you are. Many times, for different reasons, they have the scenario on each person. So for a person that is kidnapped and hidden and from somewhere else, like that is whiter, they put on them that so that they get hidden in a different country as they're darker. They're always lasered to look darker. So in many ways, the change of your look, where you're not looking the way, your natural way, the way you were supposed to be, but the way they design the change, the ugly on your look, or the different in your look. That includes like these spots and all of that. That's laser, because the spots, even when you get a damage, that disappears after a certain time. The skin renews, but they have lasers that keep it, so it keeps it there for you. And then if you go get a procedure, if they approve, then you get it removed, and you think it's just your procedure. But they can also have a different scenario and change that and bring it back. Or if you don't go, bring it back where it should have just stayed removed. But worse than the here, the people that are cutting into the hair, if you are targeted in that way, because it depends what the scenario is on you, what the story is that they want you to live. The worst even one is the laser that they have set like a strain inside, like a strain on the hair, so they can limit how thick or thin, how thin they can make the hair, because they have a strain of laser, so it doesn't let the hair grow in its natural. So and then could block some hairs, so that way you have, like we have here, you see less hairs, because you have, it's not natural again. And mostly, even when you are eating very healthy and drinking very healthy, the body has what it needs, so the body will have the natural, will have the thicker hair, will have more hair. You shouldn't have in your 50s or even older where the hair is that thinned out. But they have experts they have already designed, and they go and put it on each person, design it on how they want it, and they can change it so where they remove more and more hair in time. Somebody is asking here in our miracle we hear, why do they do that? What is it that they get out of it? We're gonna brush our hair with the new brush coming to Avida once we are free. This is the brush we picked for Avida to carry in their stores. We picked it from China in Beijing, along with some massage tools and stuff that are also coming to Avida. Why? You have for generations people that have had control of the bodies, and got more and more control of it. They consider themselves as superior because they have that. They want to be, they are, want to be like looking superior in a way. So you suffer all your things, you suffer your hair, your body, the weight gain on you, all of that they do. You suffer all of that, but they are looking, even if they are, way, well, they're ugly in their being, but even if they're ugly, in the look, they have an advantage of not suffering all we suffer. But it's not just that. The hate did grow, and they want people to suffer. They want people to feel less, and it's easier to control humans when you just have them suffering in their own thing and thinking of themselves as less. If you are thinking you're busy first with your sufferings, busy with trying to make an income, to make a living, or to build your riches, and if you work for it, you earned it, and you get, but you suffer all these things because they still want you to feel you're inferior. And even if you feel on top of the world and you are not part of them, not inside their circle, but you are built up, with your fortunes or whatever, doesn't mean that sometimes you don't get the weak on you that they put off. Because for an example, they have this woman here that this is happening now, where she's older and looking good, and they kept, they didn't block her glands and stuff for weight gain, so she's looking good. And in that, judging others that other women in their life, and that's part of the scenario also on them, on her, judging others that, oh, okay, this person is fat, that means they're slacking or they're not active or they don't eat healthy, and she feels very good about it. But in her scenario that they have, in some years here, she's supposed to gain weight, so she's living that, and then later she's gonna gain weight and she's gonna struggle with that, and not be able to get out of it. She's gonna be bigger, just like they had on most women here, and mothers in a big way. They started with that, and then they went to the younger and attacked the younger, and they just think, oh, it's their eating, or no, it's you have lasers on your glands that in different degrees. That could be just blocking a little bit, or they could block it completely, or everything you eat doesn't get processed in that way, and you gain weight. It doesn't matter what you do. Along with, again, even that has different ways, because you could gain weight, and then let's say you are building muscle stuff, you could still, even with doing all of that, another person could build the muscle and be tight, and you could be the one that is not, and that doesn't make sense. Like, oh, you have a different body type. Well, no, not really. That's not why you are not tight. If you work for it, you should earn it. It could be in different shapes, but you earn it. But they have vibrations. On laser vibrates, and we feel that because of our miracle. We feel all the lasers and what they do in the body. So you could leave it loose, even you have the muscle, you have the strength, but the look, you could still have a loose thing in it. So you're not as tight like the other person. Or you could be the one where they looks a little bit tight, and then you just don't work out for a little bit, and then it goes, but they have done also that unnaturally. Here when we speak, we feel they have the thing, we feel like they are affecting our voice, cutting it off a bit, so we're struggling with it, but we feel it inside. We don't know if you hear it, you probably hear it a little bit. But they have been doing that to us a lot in speaking. They would cut us in the middle of the thing, we cut our voice, including the singing. Even in that, you could be a great singer, but you are cut off by laser, or another person is less of a voice, of a great voice, and yet they are looking to you like they have the better voice, but it's not natural. They decide what you are able to make, even in your thing that you think, oh, a natural talent, and then they work, you get the natural, and then you work. You earn also by learning. But it's supposed to be a suffering. They have the suffering on the world. Everybody not being completely themselves with some attack on them. And if it's not looking like, if they don't have an attack, then there is one planned. That is why we are here at this time. They were going to do a take and a big killing of their own military families worldwide. And we have stopped that. And most of the military families are working with us worldwide in different countries. They're all working with us. But the management here in the US of that mafia is the devil. It's the one that they don't change their mind. They have that power, and they think because they have our body and they have people's tags and bodies holding, that they will not, they can fight it out. And even if they are going to lose, they're going to fight it out all the way. But we have found the devil, and the devil is in the USA government. And we're talking real devil, not an insult or an anger, with the real devil, the real immense hate, the devil that you pretty much have to stop. They will never learn. They don't grow. Love is just more and more hate. We have found them. And that devil has been the cause of the terrorism that we have suffered watching worldwide. Terrorism is like one of the things that really angered us before our big awakening. As we watch it each time, we get really angry because we feel a lot. We always felt a lot in our life. Empathy, and we feel what people feel. We feel the suffering, and so we always feel for somebody that is just living their life just somewhere, and then all of a sudden you get somebody with a bomb or something on them, with just something. They shouldn't suffer if you are just living your life. And hate comes on you in that way. We always suffered watching that and hating that. And we assumed it was a lot of it we hear. I mean, in the terrorism in different, it's in different religions. It's even in the Christian religion. It's in the Jewish religion. It's in the Buddhist religion. You have it in all of them. But lately, here in the later years, it has been a lot in the Muslim religion. and we assume this is just because we have these people that are I guess angry or felt many times terrorism, we assumed it felt somebody that felt out from the society. They just somehow got isolated in the way they think and developed a certain hate, and they think that that's a heaven way. And we assumed it was there, like all of you, most of you assumed that it was because it's in the Islam somehow caused that, and somehow, even Islam is not terrorism, but somehow there is a branch that has, but it's not what we taught. See, as we awakened, it is not what we taught. The USA, the government of the USA, the mafia in the government is the one. They are the ones that are doing the terrorism worldwide, because they have the tags, the brains. They can enslave people in a certain way. They cause, even when you have the groups forming, they are causing that. They manipulate the situation. They do different things. So the terrorism, including the Twin Towers, is the US. It's the USA above all of that caused that. But causing wars, causing terrorism, it's not just the terrorism, a lot of the things. They want all that struggle, they want the hate, they want the fight. They are in every country. They have the military circles in there, and they don't have a choice. If they don't do what they want, they just kill that family or that group, and then bring another one that is doing, and they are bringing now some that are grown up in a very hard way, where they even feel less in different countries. So even the terrorisms, the wars, the things that we see are like, why? It doesn't make sense. That, what are they fighting for? Even if you're fighting for land, it's not really, you work, you earn, you buy. It's not, we are beyond that in evolving than just be fighting in the old ways. We have evolved enough to do better, to do different. But we have the lasers and the tags over people's brain, and then we have the other thing. So you have that above you, and you have the situations, how they arrange them to be in a certain way. So it could be that they're not letting you, because they They affect how you test in school. They affect, where you think, okay, you can't make it in school, and you feel bad, and then other people make comments, which is also by laser. You can make somebody aggressive, attack you in an aggressive way, where it's not them, it's the laser on them, but it affects that person. It's a circling of that person's environment, and then you get that. So to get rid of all of that and to be where we have evolved to be, where we should be, we have to remove them. We have to remove the laser on our bodies. We have to remove the access, that never have the access again, where someone can access you in your privates and put things in your body where they are hurting you in that way. We have to eradicate the mafia here in the government, to have the world the way it needs to be, where you can evolve to where you need to be and move beyond these hates that are really on you, not always your not always your choice. You're manipulated and you are enslaved to behave in a certain way. Bye.